Check. Okay, mic check. Mic's working. All right. Well, I thought that turned. I guess it don't turn. It's supposed to turn. Oh well. It should. We'll mess with it later. It's supposed to be able to tilt the mic back, but I guess not. Okay. The Runbow's here. Beat Kathy in the door. There's Kathy. I just said Ronvo just beat you in the door. Actually, probably as you were coming in the studio, he shoved you aside and walked in front of you. Shitty ass cold rainy day today. Damn it. And then, oh, Kathy, you're going to love this. You know the bullshit that I went through arguing over goddamn Dr. Tai Chi. You never believe the phone call I got this morning. She canceled the appointment. All the fighting and arguing, especially from my oncologist going, you will go see her. Then her secretary calls this morning and goes, she's canceling all today's appointments. I said, good, don't reschedule me. Of course, I'll be getting a phone call from my oncologist nurse going, how come you didn't make that appointment? Because Dr. Tai Chi canceled it. That's because I forgot to turn the lower light on. I turned the upper one on. Why didn't I turn? Maybe it ain't working. It's working. We'll shut it off. I must have hit the wrong button. That's all right. We'll leave the Sinclair sign green like it should be. Oh, yeah, I had to call the van service and cancel. Otherwise, he'd have been out here to pick me up and going, yeah. When my oncologist nurse calls me, I'm going to say, hey, I agreed to go. She canceled the appointment. We're even. Think my pain away. while I'm in the lotus position with my ankles behind my neck. Yeah, okay. Well, you just trade one pain off for the other, I guess. Let's get a roll on here. Broadcasting live from station WDWL TV, Studio 1. Corporate studio offices are on Grumpy Vulture Boulevard, and Grumpy's private studios are on Grumpy Old Man Road. And in the spotlight again is the Grumpy Jackalope. Oh, and the asshole bird. All right, Grumpy Vulture, take your bow. Yeah, all right. Come on. What is with you? Get your banner straight. Jeez, come on. Damn bird. You don't hear the jackalope complaining, do you? Oh, he should have a banner? Okay, I'll get him a banner, no problem. He'll wear it gladly. I hope I have another one. I can't remember if I had two of them made or not. I'm going to have to look. I found this place a couple years back. They're down in Tennessee. They make these. Any size, embroidered. You can have them with iron-on or Velcro on the back. And this was like $2. I had a whole shitload of them made. All kinds of stuff. I went kind of goofy. I was like, oh boy. I'll have to look and see if I have another. Yeah, I got one somewhere. I know I had two of everything made. I saw a video earlier this morning. I came across it by accident. And it was taken, I believe, right after the election. Remember I told you it looked like all the gold from Fort Knox was melted down and turned into wall hangings and stuff for the Oval Office? Well, this video today had even 5 times more gold in it. It was Trump's New York apartment overlooking Central Park. The only room they didn't show was the bathroom, probably because there's a gold commode and a gold bathtub. Holy shit! With the weight of that gold, I'm waiting for that apartment to cave in and drop down into the apartment below it. Jesus Christ! You talk about somebody that's got a precious metal hang-up. Holy Christ! Everything. Gold, 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 gold. Gold water pitchers, gold coffee pots, gold silverware, Big gold edges on plates, gold on the walls, gold door handles, big gold thing over the headboard in the bedroom, and gold everywhere you look. Yeah, God, the camera light was blinding people, bouncing off all the fucking gold. I never saw anybody in my life that has such a precious metal hang-up as him. Holy shit. Maybe they were related to Trump. Oh, Kathy, I thought the Oval Office was bad. Jesus Christ, this apartment. Everywhere you looked was just plastered with fucking gold. Like I say, the only room they didn't show was the bathroom, and there was probably a gold toilet, a gold sink, and a gold bathtub. And then he's, gone to the point to go and do the over gaudy routine and fill the goddamn Oval Office with all that gold shit. I can see, well, 3 years from now, hopefully, the next president comes in, will shit can all that stuff. Melt it down, take it back to Fort Knox. I remember my grandmother had, and I believe it belonged to her great-grandmother. It was gold-plated silverware. And it was gifted to her great-grandmother or her great-great-grandmother. We used it on holidays. She would put out the fine china that was her mother's or grandmother's or great-grandmother's. I mean, God, I was afraid to eat off that plate, And then, as soon as dinner was over, everything came off the table. She washed it, put the china back, put the gold back in the fancy box with the lock on it. That table setting was tasteful. This apartment, holy shit. It looked, I'll tell you what, there was more gold in his apartment than there was in King Tut's tomb. And there was a shitload of gold in King Tut's tomb. And did you hear the announcement that basically, if anybody, he first of all was referring to all federal employees. If anybody says anything negative, come on, negative about him on social media, he wants them tracked down and fired. And he said he's going to put on notice Facebook, TikTok, Instant Graham Cracker, all the social media platforms. He wants an algorithm written that if anybody says anything negative about him, he wants their IP address tracked down and turned over to the government. Almost sounds like the days of the kings of England back, or the Romans. When did it change from president to emperor? He's oh, some of the shit. He even wants anybody who says anything negative about him, he wants their driver's licenses revoked. I can say tomorrow morning my driver's license will be gone now. And he wants all employees to rat one another out. So if little Susie in cubicle 4 says anything negative about him, Jim will run to the supervisor and little Susie will be fired. She'll be banned from all social media and have her driver's license revoked. I hope she didn't drive to work that day. Have you heard anything so asinine in your life? And I lucked out. My network carried Jimmy Kimmel. Oh, I loved singing his return last night. And no apologies. I mean, he did basically kind of clarify the statement he made, and he also explained, which people don't know, that right after it was made public, he sent a message to Charlie's wife expressing his personal condolences. Of course, that all got, kind of hushed up. But no apology and no big donation. Nope. Actually, Disney caved in. Oh. Yep, Disney caved in. And Trump is pissed at Disney. Oh. How many times are you going to move that truck today? It's like the third time. You pull it forward, he backs it up. He pulls it forward, he backs it up. He pulls it forward, he backs it up. Now, I am sure that both you, Ron, and Kathy studied geography in school. I know we were all forced to take it. It wasn't like it was a elective. Well, it seems that now there's this rash of new competitors to UPS and FedEx, like GoFo Express and SoFi Express, and the newest one, Yun, Y-U-N, Yun Express. Okay, I ordered a fuel pump relay from an eBay seller in Bordertown, New Jersey, or something like that. So I checked the, pardon me, I got an aardvark in my throat. I checked the shipping information today. Now, if you draw a line from New Jersey, one of the states that you're going to hit is Ohio. Well, that must be where Borden Dairy is in, Bordentown, New Jersey. Well, my fuel pump relay has gone from Bordentown, New Jersey to Chicago. Now, it had to go right over Cleveland, Ohio to get to Chicago. Yeah, you heard that right. It totally bypassed Cleveland. Come right out of New Jersey, right to Chicago. They have a terminal outside of Cleveland. Are they getting their money's worth out of shipping that I couldn't get that part today? That it had to go to Chicago first? And it'll be my luck, it'll go from Chicago to Cincinnati, and then Cincinnati to Pittsburgh, and then Pittsburgh back to Cleveland. I probably watched it fly over. Hey, fuel pump relay, where are you going? Chicago? We have an airport here in Cleveland. Nope. Bypassed Cleveland, Ohio completely. Right now it's sitting in Chicago. Not that I need the relay right this minute because I don't have the fuel pump yet. You know, Kathy, that's almost as bad as the last package I got from FedEx. Now, the package came out of Chicago. It went from Chicago to Toledo, Toledo to Columbus, then from Columbus to Richfield, where their terminal is. Was there a reason that it didn't come from Toledo to Cleveland? It had to go to Columbus and then up to Cleveland? I had one package. FedEx seems to do this shit, but this Yun Express. A couple of weeks ago, I had a package come out of Boise, Idaho. It went from Boise, Idaho to Chicago, Chicago to Philadelphia, Philadelphia to Cincinnati, Cincinnati to Cleveland. I think FedEx has a dartboard. Okay, we're going to ship it from here to here. Okay, from there to there. I don't... and then, I was going to take a photo. As a matter of fact, I've got a photograph in my phone. I can't... I get a package... FedEx. Evidently, the little FedEx Pixie must have been off today. Because the package was delivered to my front porch. Directly above the package is a hanging sign that says package delivery side door. The box was there. The sign was right above it. So then, it wants you to give feedback. So I clicked on give feedback. How would you rate your service? 1 star, 2 stars, 3 stars, 4 stars, 5 stars. I rated it 1 star. Next thing you know, a box opens up and says, explain why you have rated it 1 star. I said, take a look at the photograph of the package delivery. Self-explanatory. And that's all I put. Because when they look at the photograph, they'll see the box right underneath the sign that says delivery to side door. And the sign has all the logos: FedEx, UPS, Amazon, USPS, DHL. Has all the logos with an arrow. Package delivery side door. The box was put right underneath the sign. I know it wasn't because the little pixie that took over the route, she has been very religious about putting them at the side door. So obviously, either that or it might have been, FedEx has so many different, they have FedEx Freight, FedEx Ground, FedEx Home. I don't know which FedEx delivered it. All I know is it was right underneath the sign. Because I even have cable going from railing to railing so that you can't get up on the porch with a sign hanging in the middle. And they put it on the step right underneath the sign. Thank God I had a photo. Because I got a text message that said your package has been delivered. I went to the side door and I was like, there ain't no package here. Click. Oh, it's out front. On the porch. Under the sign. Lazy goddamn people. I just. And then, I was a little chilly. Now I can't get the goddamn hoodie off. Come on. Then, FedEx. I read their financials in January, and they were complaining that 2024, their business had dropped by like 14%, which doesn't sound like a lot. But when you total that 14% up, that's a lot of money. And they just couldn't understand why. Because if you remember, FedEx was one of the first ones after Amazon to deliver on Saturday. Now, Amazon delivers 7 days a week. But FedEx used to be a Monday through Friday. And then they were like, oh, wait a minute, Amazon, okay, we'll deliver on Saturday. And then shortly after that, UPS went, holy shit, we better start delivering on Saturday too. And they wonder why they have a loss in business. Well, if you've got assholes like this, I basically tell everybody, don't ship a package to me, FedEx. I usually put that in the shipping instructions. Do not use FedEx. The one time I don't, that's what treatment I get. Although I'll tell you what, I used to love, I don't order that much off of Amazon. Amazon had this thing, get a free 30-day Prime trial. I would click on free 30-day Prime just to get the overnight delivery of the package that I ordered. And then after I had the package, I'd cancel the Prime. Well, they don't let you, I don't think they let you do that anymore. But anytime I ordered a package from FedEx or from Amazon, I would click on, yes, I want Prime. Package would come the next day, cancel Prime. Although I'll tell you, since we have so many Amazon terminals in this area, the last time I ordered something from Amazon, it was here the next day anyway. But this Yun Express, my fuel pump relay just went right overhead. Well, it may be efficient for them. It's not efficient for me. I still can't see how it could be more efficient if you're shipping it from New Jersey and you're flying right over Ohio, which that big FedEx super freighter lands here a couple times a day, which is scary. Have you ever watched that super freighter fly by, Kathy? That son of a bitch looks like it's doing about 2 miles an hour. I'm like, oh God, it's going to fall out of the sky. That son of a bitch is huge. Jesus. Next time you see a FedEx, it's got to be the super freighter though. The big Airbus 380, 400, whatever, the biggest Airbus they make. It looks like a C-5A flying over, big military. It looks like it's gonna fall out of the sky. I'm watching it in the morning. It's like, er, 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 er. It moves so slow. I could probably see the pilot's color of his eyes. It's scary to watch that thing. Not to mention the size of it. Holy shit. That's one big jet. Yeah, Ron, it don't look like it's moving. I'm like, you're defying gravity. How are you doing that? Now I realize it's probably doing 200 miles an hour. Yet don't look it. It just lopes along. I'd like to be out at the airport and watch that sucker land. Unfortunately, since 9/11, we can't watch planes anymore. God, we used to have a beautiful observation deck. And you could go back by the IX Center, which is basically the end of the runway, and watch them suckers come in. Not no more. You can't even get near the back of the runway. The only way you can get there is at the back of the parking lot for the IX Center. But 9 times out of 10, all the entrances or exits are all blocked. Because the IX Center used to be the old Cleveland Cadillac tank plant. And they used to take the tanks and load them up on the planes or put them on rail cars. I mentioned that, and kids nowadays are like, what? I said, yeah, the IX Center used to be the tank plant. During WDWL, they made tanks. And it was called the Cadillac tank plant because they had Cadillac engines. My buddy's father, when I was in grade school, worked there. And that was before it was all fenced in and everything. You could actually go back and watch them load tanks on rail cars. How many of them 4 are municipal airports for small aircraft? Because that's like Burke Lakefront. That's for basically small aircraft and business jets and shit like that. Oh, they're all begging. God, Amazon has signs up all over the place around here. I mean, gee, there's an Amazon not more than 5 minutes from it. Down behind where the old Sears was at 110th and Lorraine, there used to be a, oh God, what was that? Cleveland Cork and Seal. They basically made aluminum pop cans. They tore that oh God, that factory, everything that was back there they tore down, and they built big Amazon warehouses back there. I mean, it's amazing how many. Speaking of Amazon, have you seen the goofy electric vans? I'm starting to see them in the neighborhood now. The all-electric vans. They look like giant kids' toys. The way the front end of them, they got round headlights, and it looks like a smiley face on the front of the van. The way the front of the van looks. They're all electric. I just like the front end. That's all I like. The round headlights, it looks like a little face. Otherwise, yeah, they are hideous looking. They look like giant lunchboxes. But I like the smiley face on the front. And you don't even hear them when they drive away. You don't hear a thing. The guy gets in, pushes the button for drive, and next time one's on the street, I'm going to ask them how many hours they get out of them things before they have to recharge them. Christ, Bezos bought, what, 30,000 of them goddamn things? 30,000, 40,000? I know he put, because he's going to do away with all the gasoline. I feel sorry for somebody that would end up, running out of battery charge. Not like you can call AAA for a jump start. Then yesterday, I saw a new electric car. Gorgeous. A Lucid. I never heard of Lucid. It was absolutely gorgeous, but I never heard of it. Lucid. Although I'm not really up on my electric vehicles too much. Although, I'll tell you what, I would love to own a Rivian. A Rivian pickup truck. I like because they have them vertical headlights. That's the only thing I like about them. Battery powered, no. There's a dealership down close to Snow Road. Man, there's a shitload of them parked in the parking lot. But Lucid, I never heard of Lucid. But I'll tell you what, I would love to have a Rivian pickup. I think they are so cool looking. But I hear they're having a lot of problems with them. They can't keep, for some reason, they can't keep the 12-volt batteries charged. And they have two 6 volts that they hook together. And they're constantly having to replace them batteries. I read an article the other day that they're having a shitload of problems. Because when the 12-volt batteries go dead, you can't do anything with them. Yeah, Rivian is having problems with the 12-volt electrical systems. The batteries keep going dead. And they've even switched battery suppliers. And every time they test the charging systems, they work fine, but they keep going dead. At least the Rivians aren't catching fire like the Teslas. Although I haven't heard about a Tesla going up in flames lately. That's the shit that scares me with these electric vehicles. Once some batteries start burning, all the fire department does is sit and watch them burn. I never heard of Lucid because I was walking to the shit box and it caught my eye. And it was a gorgeous car. And Lucid. I was like, Lucid? I even walked around the back thinking somebody was screwing with the name. And it said Lucid. But absolutely drunk, dead gorgeous. I can almost imagine probably about a $200,000 car. But I'd never heard of them. I guess I'm going to have to do some research. I'll tell you what, if it had a gas engine and I had the money, I'd buy one in a heartbeat. But I'm not. I mean, I'm seeing more and more Teslas in the neighborhood now. Matter of fact, a guy up the street, he's got that the cheap Tesla. Whatever they're calling it. SXQJP. Elon's got a thing with Alphabet. But it's the supposed to be the small, cheap one. Because it is smaller than the Tesla that's parked down the street. Although there's a guy in the neighborhood here, he's got a Cybertruck. What a beast that thing is. Holy Christ. That truck's a monster. Looks like it's got monster truck tires on it. They're huge. I've seen it twice. So he's got to live in the neighborhood somewhere. Strange looking truck, though. The Lucid's out in Arizona, huh? I don't know how that one got by me. Maybe because you hear more about Tesla and Rivian. Because I know Rivian's running commercials. They're always out in the wilderness, out in the woods, camping with your Rivian. But I like the truck. Oh, I love that pickup truck. I don't have an extension cord that long. Casa Grande, huh? I guess I'll be Googling them in the morning. Yeah, definitely, Ron. Out of all the colors, that's that's the color that really makes that truck. That light powder blue. Because on the lot where they're opening this dealership, they've got like 5 of them in that blue. $250,000 for the Air Sapphire. I guess I'll be gargling Lucid in the morning. All I know is that was one gorgeous car. Oh my God. But I had no idea what it was. Because I stopped, I was like, what the hell's a Lucid? And I didn't want to get too close for it for fear it had a goddamn alarm system. I thought Genesis was the Lexus of Hyundai. Because I've seen a couple Genesis on the road. I don't think they were electric. Genesis, I think, is the Lexus of Hyundai. But see, like I keep saying, our electric grid is not ready for all these electric cars. I mean, they proved that out in California. I can't remember where in California. You can tell when all the tree huggers plug their electric cars in at night because they have a brownout in the city. Our grid here has not been upgraded since the 60s. It just cannot handle a shitload of electric cars. You know, I look at that price, 89 to 100,000, and I'm like, holy shit. But that's about the average for cars nowadays. You know, your average car is what, 60, 65 grand for something decent? God, what's a new F-150 sell for? There was one day, oh God, I was talking to that guy had to be mid to late 20s. What the hell was he driving? I can't remember what Cadillac. XT5 or something, XT something. And he says to me, he says, it was only 62.5. And I was like, what? Although, I still remember back in the days when you could buy a goddamn loaded Mustang for $2,700, I am really out of touch with car prices. I'm out of touch with annual salaries, too. God, one kid I talked to, he said he takes home like $2,700 clear a week. I said, a week? I don't get that clear a month. I don't know where he was working, but $2,700 a week? No wonder McDonald's frickin' Big Mac costs $6. I still remember the dollar menu. Now it's probably the $5 menu. I just cannot wrap my head around the wages today. I think our McDonald's starts out at $15 an hour. And kids don't want to work. Me work at McDonald's for $15 an hour? Oh shit. I would love to work for $15 an hour. God, my first job, I think I was making 85 cents an hour. Something like that. Because it took me like 2 years to work up to $1. Never forget when I got that raise. You're now making $1 an hour. Oh boy, I'm rich. Of course, that's when McDonald's hamburgers were 12 cents. And 15 if you wanted a cheeseburger. You were making 20 an hour in the 90s? Yeah, but you were working a highly skilled job. No, I can't find where I put the goddamn cameras. I have a bad habit of putting shit away. I couldn't find them. I don't know where I put them. I got 3 goddamn. As a matter of fact, one is really expensive because it's an AI camera, and I can't find it. Yeah, Ron, you weren't working some desk job answering the phone. You had to be in a high skilled job to make that kind of money in the 90s. Probably worked a job nobody wanted. Yeah, I looked all over for that damn camera. The AI camera is in a yellow and white box. I know that. That's what I was looking for because if I find the yellow and white box, I'll find the orange and black box that the other camera's in. Well, it's supposed to rain again tomorrow, Kathy. If it rains again tomorrow, I'll tear that goddamn storage area apart and find them cameras. Because it is neat to watch it change colors. Yeah, you were a field engineer. What were you doing? Climbing towers? Because that's the only way they'd ever get me back in the 90s to work for $20 an hour. Go climb that tower. I ain't doing it for $10, I'll tell you that. Okay, we'll give you 20. All right, I'll climb it. By the time you get to the top, you're so fucking tired. Oh, I won't be able to climb down now. I'm so tired. I'll have to sleep here tonight. No, we're supposed to have, I think, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're supposed to be up in the high 70s and sunny. God, I saw a picture in a magazine talking about towers. This tower had to be 1,000 feet. I might be exaggerating, but and all it looked like was it was like in the picture, like 3 foot by 3 foot by 3 foot triangle. And you see this little speck up at the top of the tower, and it's a guy. They couldn't pay me enough money to climb up there. I think it was a T-Mobile ad. And all you see is this big, huge tower. and there's a little speck at the top. And that little speck was a guy working on a dish or something, antenna. That's like I watched a video a couple weeks ago, and they were showing them servicing a giant propeller. And you don't realize how goddamn big that thing is until they're at the top of it, standing on it, and they look like eagles. They did not look like two humans standing on top of that giant propeller. Not to mention the size of the blades on them things. The video said that they had to build special semi-trailers because the blades are so long, they couldn't put them on a regular trailer. They had to build. And they have big goddamn escorts. They got to block all the traffic off to bring that one propeller blade at a time. You see pictures of them and they don't look that big until you see people standing on top of them. What, standing on top of the propeller? I just whiz over the side of it. Who's going to see you? And that little speck that climbed that T-Mobile tower, I'm sure he does the same thing. Who's going to see him? Except some coyote underneath going, yeah, it's fucking raining down here. Yeah, I can't remember the one guy that they were interviewing, how many steps it is to the top of the propeller. You would think, as big as that thing is, that they'd have like an elevator. Nope. Rows of steps to climb all the way to the top of the propeller motor. But it showed them standing on top of it. A guy was looking up at the blade. But he was saying that in order to ship the blades in, the company had to have a company build special trailers because the goddamn blades are so big and they can only bring in one blade on a trailer at a time. Yeah, Kathy, if I was standing at the top of that tower working on a cell antenna, if I had to take a leak in the wind, because it isn't like somebody standing there watching you. I just can't believe that. Man, I'll tell you what, you have to have some real built up energy to climb to the top, do your work, and then frickin' climb down. My legs and knees would be killing me at not even a quarter of the way up. And they just strap on a safety belt and up they go. You say that tower had to be a 1,000 feet. I mean, it was out in the middle of nowhere. Like, Montana or somewhere. But I mean, it was frickin' huge. Because I can't remember, it was a magazine ad. Our service people are here 24/7, 365, and all you see is this little speck up at the top. Yeah, I don't know how they do it. I mean, Christ, I get tired climbing a couple of flights of stairs, let alone climbing up a tower. I mean, sure, you can stop at rest, but that isn't going to regenerate the strength in your legs. God, you got to have legs the size of an elephant by the time you get done. Really build up some muscles. Be my luck, I'd climb all the way up at the top and go, God damn it, I forgot the pliers. Damn it. Climb all the way back down. I guarantee they check their tool bag 3 or 4 times before they climb. Get all the way up at the top and go, aw, shit, I forgot to bring that connector with me. Call the office and say, hey, can you have a helicopter fly by and drop me a connector? I need an SO284. Yeah, just one. Did you notice over here I found the tripod and I put the accent light on the bird. Turn and face the accent light. There. Look into the light. A little green, a little blue, a little violet. Oh, multicolor. Oh, there you flashing red and blue. There you have the multicolor changing. A little blue, a little green, a little red. There. Violet. That's about the best looking color, violet. Yeah, that side was kind of dark. So I put it over here on the console on the side. think I hear somebody knocking. Hang on. My God, people are assholes. It's freaking pitch black outside. There's a guy with a flatbed. I drove by earlier and I see you had that green Volkswagen in the back with no license plates. Are you gonna junk it? I said, no, asshole, I just bought it. Well, if you want to junk it, let me know. Pitch. Don't people come at normal times? I guess I'm going to have to put... I'm going to have to put the WDWL TV license plate on the back of it. He won't see it doesn't have a sticker, you know. But I'm going to stick the license plate on it now. Just to eliminate idiots like him. Or I could put my sovereign citizen license plate on it that says law enforcement arrest me. Private. Yeah, Kathy, it must be an escapee from down there. But I mean, he drove by. He said earlier. Why wouldn't you stop? No, it's pitch black outside. What does he think that if I was going to junk it, I was going to have him taken out of here at pitch black at 8:30 at night? People are idiots. Unbelievable. No name on the tow truck, it's just I buy junk vehicles. Are you going to pay me $1,000? Yeah, I'll sell it to you. Not until we get the fuel pump. Let's see if we can get it started again. Although I'll tell you what, Volkswagen really makes it easy to change a fuel pump. I just fold the seat down and I flip the carpeting back, and the access panel was right there. I took the lid off. The only pain in the ass is going to be having to turn it a quarter turn counterclockwise to get the pump to come up. But no messing with the sending unit. It's out of the way. I'm like, geez, I'll have an actual correct sending unit. Not like the shitbox. Like right now, I'm bouncing on empty. Because it's sitting at a quarter of a tank. You know, it's odd. I don't know how close your neighbors are, but you're kind of in the country. You wouldn't think you'd have people milling around. I mean, it's different here, you know. I fart and my neighbor smells it, but down there, you got some distance between houses. What's somebody doing wandering around where they shouldn't be? I don't know what your gun laws are down there, but somebody could get their ass shot real easy. Oh, they pitch tents back there in the woods too? But even so, good way to get yourself shot. Are Arizona's gun laws kind of on the loose side, Ron? I mean, since Ohio changed where you don't need a permit anymore, makes it real easy to own one, but I know some states it's almost mandatory that you own a gun. Yeah, it's been 3 or 4 years now since the governor signed the new gun law in Ohio. Anybody can carry. No permit needed. And believe me, I do. I am pro Second Amendment. Every now and then I'll I'll forget and have. Usually I have my concealed. It clips inside my belt and I pull my shirt down over it, but every now and then I'll wear the shoulder holster. Wander in the Dollar Tree. People are like, whoa, holy shit. That cranky old man's got a piece on him. Don't worry about it. It's really surprising there are not that many places that have the old, with the symbol and the X in orange. Now, like Family Dollar, you can't. Save a Lot, you can. Dollar Tree, you can. Dollar General, no. Marks, no. Giant Eagle, no. You know, Kathy, as soon as the law went into effect, it was like everybody had to carry. And now I don't see that many. Now, they could be wearing concealed under their clothing because them fancy, that guy that advertises all the time, I can't remember the name of his company. You strap the frickin' holster around and you could have 12 guns on you and you can't see it. But it seemed like it's either people are really hiding them or they got it out of their system. %90 of the time, I got my shoulder holster, mainly because it's the best one I've ever had. It's really comfortable to wear. I've got the small one I can tuck in my belt, but then the damn thing digs in my ribs. I just put the shoulder holster on. But it was, I'll say for the first maybe 6-7 months, it was like everybody was like, okay. Now I don't see much of it. I'm the one that gets the looks. Look at that. Don't even look at him. He looks dangerous. I'll never forget the first time I walked into Family Dollar. The store manager followed me all around the store. It was funny because I'd be at the end of the aisle and he'd duck back if I turned around, Like, he's like 350 pounds. Like I can't see him. He'd duck back and his stomach would be, I'd like, Finally I told him, hey, I'm not here to hold the store up. I'm not casing the place. I'm buying merchandise. Oh, okay. I says, plus, you have cameras all over the place. You could have sat in the office and watched me. You didn't have to follow me around. I saw you ducking behind the end caps. It was like Marianne was telling me when she was living in Georgia. Every truck had a gun rack in it. Every truck that drove by had a gun rack in the back window. There'd be a couple of rifles there. I saw her out inspecting the van today. I wonder if she found any more live hornets and was apologizing to them. Sorry, I don't want to do this. I didn't mean it. Apologize to the hornets as she's spraying them. Sorry. 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 Oh, that has to be a sight. A bicycle with a gun rack. Although we're talking Montana now. Big Sky, Montana. The horses have gun racks, bicycles have gun racks, motorcycles have gun racks, tractors have gun racks, riding mowers have gun racks. Gee, I saw on the news, goddamn mountain lion attacked another hiker out in California. You would think people know certain areas that previous people have been attacked by mountain lions. Why would you risk hiking in an area where you know a mountain lion had previously attacked somebody? Yeah, it even said in the damn article that 3 months ago there was a prior mountain lion attack. Why would you insist on hiking when you know a couple months prior somebody got attacked? I don't understand people. They're so stupid. Oh, I'm going to have to think. I've got a sheep joke. I'm not going to try to tell it because I'll screw it up. Hopefully tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, it was almost the same exact area where 3 months ago somebody was attacked. Kathy, our Dollar General's here. It's up to management. Because there are some Dollar Generals that don't have the sign on the door But the one down the street from my Dollar Tree, definitely. And I had asked one day, and the girl said, it's management discretion. Now, with Family Dollar, it's corporate. And what's really strange is Family Dollar is owned by Dollar General or owned by Dollar Tree. They're the same corporation. You cannot go into a Family Dollar, but I can walk into my Dollar Tree. Same corporation. Yeah, they're big orange circles with a in the middle and a big because every Marks store has them. Well, they're a little more liberal. Because, like I say, well, banks, naturally. Giant Eagle, nope. Family Dollar, nope. But what's strange, the Save-A-Lots on the east side, no. Save-A-Lots on the west side, yes. Because there was an article in the Plain Dealer because the people on the east side were like, oh, that's discriminatory. Well, it's up to corporate. And corporate said certain stores in certain areas, no. Because I've already gone into my Save-A-Lot and walked right past the security guard. And what's funny is the security guard isn't armed. Because the girl, one day she goes, I need one of those. I said, well, you can't have mine. Sorry. I'm thinking to myself, what good is it paying to have private security and they're not armed? No, security at Marks, they're armed. Because I was admiring the guy's Glock the other day. No, she got nothing. Not even a duty belt, handcuffs, nothing. Shirt, slacks, some allied security or something. Because she saw me walk in and her eyes got like. And she was wandering through the store and she goes, what is that? I said, it's a Taurus G2C. She goes, I need one of them. No, private security. As a matter of fact, I asked the guy at Marks, I says, are you an off-duty Cleveland? Because a lot of Cleveland officers work. He said, nope, I'm private. He said, I've had my carry permit for years. But the security up at Save-A-Lot, I mean, Kathy, this girl, she had to be like in her 20s and maybe she weighed 100 pounds. What the hell is she going to do if somebody is running out of the store with merchandise? She'd go to stop them, she'd get strong arm. She'd get clotheslined and end up on her ass. I guess it's for effect. Oh, we have security. Yeah, but the customer's got a weapon. I'd show it, but I'd get in trouble. Because I got fiber optic sights on it. They have a laser and a custom grip. I'll tell you what, I like them fiber optic sights. Because at night, they're almost like night vision glasses. The sights actually light up at night. Oh, I laid that thing out when I got it. Matter of fact, I have 3 different laser lights. One red, one blue, one green. And they all have flashlights in them, just like the police. I like the green one myself. And I've got it adjusted just perfect. Oh, God. It seemed like every security guard at Randall Mall was overweight. I never forget the one time I was in Randall Mall, I was like, he'd be winded the first 20 feet. I'll tell you what, when that place first opened, oh my God, that was a fantastic mall. It really was. And then the gangs ruined it. I mean, you know the distance I would have to drive to Randall. And I used to go out there a lot. I used to remember Orange Julius? I used to, as soon as I walked in the mall, I got me an Orange Julius. Best orange drink in town. I don't know what they mix them with, but oh my God. Oh yeah, Spencer's. You had to go to Spencer's. And then down at the other end, the roasted nut stand. They had the best. I used to get pistachio or cashew caramel corn. Oh my God, it was to die for. They were the only place I knew that you could get pecan caramel corn, or as you guys say it down there, pecan. You could get pistachio, you could get peanut, cashew, any nut. They would mix the caramel corn while you stood there. And it wasn't Peterson's. I can't remember the nut place. You could order the caramel corn whatever way you wanted it. And I always used to get it with cashews. Because I loved cashews. I'd get a bag to eat while I was going through the mall. And then I'd stop on the way home and get a big fucking plastic bag full of it. And an orange Julius to go. Yeah, oh, that mall was fantastic. It really was. But the gangs ruined it. They had a couple of shootings and stores started to bail out of that place like rats from a sinking ship. Then they shut it down. And the place was always crowded. God. But I loved going out to Randall. The drive didn't bother me. Just to go to that mall. I'll tell you what, even if I didn't need anything from Spencer's, I would wander around and look. Although you could never go into Spencer's and not come out with something. There was always something in that store you needed. Oh, I'll take one of them. I didn't plan on what? God damn. You'd go into Spencer's and I didn't plan on spending any money. How much? $30. Oh, okay. Oh, God, I forgot about Pier 1. Yeah, that used to be another cool place. They used to have a lot of stuff from India in that store. Yeah, I forgot all about Pier 1 being out there. Although they had a lot of little, like, I'll call them mom and pop places, you know. How many years was that place open? To me, it seemed like it no sooner opened than they fucking closed it. But I remember on the news, all you saw was gang fights and I think after somebody got shot in that mall, I think after that, that's when the stores started to bail out. Because I remember the last time I went out there, it was like a ghost town. Then shortly afterwards, it was on the news, Randall Mall will be closing. But back in the day, that was the place to be. I probably went out there twice a month. Easy. mainly for Orange Julius and caramel corn and a walk through Spencer's. And it's funny, whatever that popcorn, whatever that place was, I never saw them in another mall, nowhere. And I can't remember the name of that nut shop. It was open that long? God, it didn't seem like it. God, I went out the first week they opened. I remember that. God, 33 years. It didn't seem like. Well, it made a good run. Because malls today are a thing of the past. All the malls are gone. We have Westgate Mall, Southgate Mall, Randall Mall, Parmatown. Nobody's in the malls. And as a matter of fact, a friend of mine said Great Northern is slowly turning into a ghost town. Although the internet has killed a lot of them places. Although I read an article recently that Bed Bath and Beyond is opening stores again. They're calling them Beyond. No more Bed Bath, just Beyond. Although so far they're not opening any in Ohio. Was that the name of the place, Gourmet Popcorn? It was. They named it right. But you never. I've never seen it after they were. You would have thought that they would have been all over the place. But boy, they had that cashew caramel corn. Oh, God, was to die for. They made their money off of me, I'll tell you that. God, if they were open today, I would be buying some. Well, that's why, huh? Okay. Well, they missed their calling. They should have expanded because they had one hell of a product. They really did. Because I have never seen cashew or pecan or walnut caramel corn anywhere. But you could get it to order, whatever nuts, and you could get a mixture. If you wanted pistachios and pecans and walnut, and it wasn't that expensive either. Because even back in the day, I was cheap. Although I don't mind paying for good product. And it was. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Kat, you're right. Oh, yeah. It was it was something with the oil they used. And where they got their pop, because they were huge kernels. I'd never seen popcorn as big, but it just had that certain flavor. I don't know what kind of oil they popped it in, but that had to be exclusive to Euclid Beach because I've never had popcorn like that since. I don't know where they got their popcorn because the kernels were huge. They were like twice the size of a normal. Another place. Sad that it closed. We had so much good shit back in the day. You know, we had Euclid Beach, we had Randall Mall, we had the Indy race at Burke Lakefront, we had SeaWorld, you know, all the shit we had here, and it's all gone. Ohio just. They wonder why we can't get businesses here. You know, God, look at Ohio's history. Like I say, we could have had Subaru, Mercedes, and Hyundai. And the governor refused to give them tax abatement. That's all they wanted. Give us like 20 years tax abatement to get established, and, you know, we'll hire thousands of people. And the governor went, nope, no fucking way, nope. So they went elsewhere. Mercedes went down south somewhere. Mercedes, well, they went to a right to work state. But they were going to build in Ohio. You know, Ohio was like, oh, well, we got Honda. What? Wouldn't you like a little more? Wouldn't you like Mercedes to build a big plant here? Wouldn't you want Hyundai to build a big plant here? No. Aggravates me. I remember the heyday, though. I remember when northeastern Ohio was booming. All memories now. That's all it is. Memories. What we had. I tell kids we used to have SeaWorld here, and they're like, oh, you're full of shit. Gargle it. We had Jogga Lake Park. We had SeaWorld. Oh. sad. Sad what we lost. Well, I think it's about that time. I got some Slovenian sausage waiting for me. Hot, 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 hot. We know where, right here. And with that, everybody have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thanks for being here. And we will meet again tomorrow night. See ya. Where's my clicker? Try it. Take two. See ya.